Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome into Flying with Mike. Hang on a second. There we go. Want to welcome you into Hotlanta. Now you're looking, going, wait a minute. What the heck? Yeah, we're in the new Hotlanta scenery, Atlanta, KATL, from Nimbus. Now some of it's not working for me, and I think it's because I have a piece missing that I don't already have downloaded. But we are inside the terminal here, and hang on a second. Let me see what we can do here. And you can get an idea of just how well this scenery is. Um, it just amazes me what they did with Atlanta. And it's one of the few that I've actually downloaded and installed. So anyway, I thought you'd give you a little look here. Hang on a second. I'm still trying to get used to all of this fanciness. And right next to us is the gateway. Went down, didn't want to go down. But anyway, the auto gate I don't think is working. So, but anyway, let's get outside, folks. That's where all the fun is. That's where our plane is. And surprise, it's a 737 today. Normally with Virtual American, I bring out the Airbus 319, but today I thought, let's go ahead, run a ZIBO flight in it. So we're going to head, we're not getting anywhere good with this camera. That's about the best we'll get. But anyway, folks, we're on the ground at Hotlanta, gate Tango 13, and prepping to go to Miami. So trade one set of heat for another set of heat. So why don't we climb aboard, get inside, and start pre-flighting this and get ourselves going, shall we? All right. Now, as you can tell, we do have a marshaller. Unfortunately for my scenery, it doesn't seem to want to work. Something tells me I haven't fully activated it, maybe? I don't know. I thought I did when I first fired it up, but that loose nut behind the wheel, folks, sometimes skips a step and doesn't even know he skipped it. So, all right, so here we go, folks. In the ZIBO 737, quick tour. You're going to be going, Captain, you're in PMDG. No, actually, it's ZIBO. And, oh, I still have my arms and my legs, folks, from the price tag. So where you all lost them all for PMDG, I still have them very well because this aircraft is priced so well. It's a deal you can never pass up. It's free. You heard me right, folks. It's a word. It's a dreaded, cursed four-letter word in the flight sim world you rarely hear. Actually hear quite a bit of it in X-Plane, but everywhere else you don't. Free. And so I actually really enjoyed. I do enjoy flying this. Although, the TOLUS does give us a little more than ZIBO, but then I lost an arm to be able to have TOLUS being $80. So, but hey, it's worth every dollar. So, and I'm sure those of you out there on that other sim with PMDG will say the same thing. So, but anyway, this one's free. All right. So let's get into it and get this thing fired up. Pre-flight. Let's talk about it, shall we? We always use Sim Toolkit. All right, there you have it with NavGraph pulled up. All right, so let's get the flight first imported into here. So if you click Import Flight on NavGraph, which I have added to my Sim Brief or Sim Toolkit, so that way it's more one-stop shopping here, folks, for me. Well, how about one-stop planning for me here? Ooh, like where I went with that? Anyway, so we got NavGraph here, and this is Charts 8. I believe the latest version. It seems to be like the one I have on the desktop. So all we do is once you create your flight plan in SimBrief, folks, come over here, click import. You can do that here. You can do that on the desktop. You can even do it on the one in SimBrief if you look at the top and it says something about download charts or something like that. Same thing. You bring it all up in 3 different areas. All right, but we're going to import from SimBrief, and voila, there's our flight plan. Let's click the little download icon. There's our flight. So you get an idea of what we're flying. Folks, this is super simple to enter into the system, so I'm going to enter it into the system. It's that simple. So no company routes, none of that. Now, one of these days I will experiment with company routes just to see how in-depth they get in ZIBO. But for now, we're planning an 8-right departure and then an 8-right arrival into Miami. So we're going to fly the Bang 3 departure to Luck, go direct to Haunted, to Frogs 4 into the runway 8 in Miami. All right, we're going to be flying for Virtual American, folks, so I will preface this. I'll give you it maybe once or twice throughout the flight, but the way Stream Elements has been just basically tearing apart anything that comes up with a link in it, and I can't figure out where to turn it off at. We just do it this way because it'll give you the links. Check them out first. Don't click join without understanding what you're joining at American. Okay, I don't say that a lot. I say that with really every VA. But understand this, they're going to expect you to fly very close to real-world standards, real-world thoughts and all. So be forewarned. And that's all I can do on my part, folks. You just have to go in and start looking objectively at them, not because, oh, flying with mics at it. Be very careful. Because some people, you better know how to fly aircraft. Let's just put it that way, because they're going to expect high tolerances for how you fly, meaning you're going to have to fly nearly spot-on landings, nearly every liveries have to match, tail numbers match. All, I mean, it's, folks, I'm telling you, read, be informed, understand what you're getting into. Now, after saying all that, you're all going, well, why the heck would I actually love flying for them. So, but again, I've got like 12,000 hours of flying on VATSIM, folks, plus being a real-world private pilot many years ago. I understand the basics of flight. Now, private pilot real-world really doesn't mean squat when you fly a 737, folks. Let's be real. Now, we're in a sim, so I can say, yeah, it's kind of the same. But it really isn't. We're talking an aircraft that could, well, landing speed alone is about triple what I flew. So, go figure that one out. All right. So, anyway, there's the route, folks. There's the airline we're flying for. It's up to you to decide, hey, if I like, I do like American. Let's check them out. Be warned and really check them out. So, a lot of people jump into the deep end and not knowing how to swim. Not always a good idea how to do that, folks. All right. So anyway, enough of that. Let's get back to the flight. So there you have it here. We'll come back to that. Let's take a look. Weather here in Hotlanta. Winds E070 at 4. East operations, folks. East operations. If those of you who fly Atlanta regularly, 10 miles. Few clouds to get in our way at 20,000 and 25,000. So no ceilings in place. 19 degrees. And a good old 3009 altimeter. Looks like some rain to the west. Hopefully we'll get out before it gets here. And I'm talking right here, folks. There's the rain. Yeah, I have weather on here. Now, over to Miami. Pretty much east operations again. 010 at 4, 10 miles. visibility. We got some clouds to bump through at 2,000 and pass through at 25,000. So overall, a really good flying day. Down here, you get the nice runway wind chart, and you can see E-stops is preferred and is in operation. And you're going, well, how do you know? Well, you could look at FlightAware. You could. Or I've also incorporated DATIS. Let me see if if that'll come up. I don't think it will. Nope, I didn't think so. All right, hang on. I'll get you that one too here. All right, let me put that up there for you, because that one you'll find in the US to be a really good link to save. If you don't put it on Sim Toolkit, save it. Because anytime you're flying in the US, you come across an airport. Let me show you what I'm talking about. And let me pull up the chart here. Oh, I didn't want that. Sorry, folks. Okay, we'll do it the easy way. There we go. And you come across DATIS in the US. Check it out. Check that website out, folks. Look for it. In this case, it's like 3 or 4 down. But if it says DATIS, look on the list, and you can actually see the latest and greatest ATIS in real world for that airport. US only. To include Honolulu, Anchorage, and San Juan. Outside of that, if you see DATIS, I have no idea how to. But what that gives you the advantage of, folks, say we get airborne here from Atlanta, and we're going to Miami, which has a DATIS. We can immediately look at the ATIS and go, huh, they're in E-stops. Or if we're going to LA, oh, they're in whatever ops they are. We can see what the ATIS is saying. Okay? I know, pretty cool tool. I want to thank, and I wish I knew the guy that told me about this, but I want to thank you deeply for that. Great tool to have. Now, one preface. He doesn't give this preface, I do. If VATSIM's on, folks, that could go out the window in a heartbeat. I've had several airports. We've flown to several airports. DATIS saying the 9s, and we land on the 27s. Yeah. And we'll leave it at that. All right, so here is the current ATIS, 1452 to be exact when it was put out. What did I just do? Hang on a second, folks. Somebody gave that loose nut behind the wheel a clicker, and he's just clicking away. All right, so actually it's about an hour old to an hour and a half old. But anyway, we are E-stops, 8 right, 9 left. Expect RNAV off the ground departing 8 right. Expect RNAV off the ground departing 9 left. 9 left departures. Expect intersection departure from Mike 2. What does that mean? Some of you know. So what that means, folks, well, we're in Miami. That was kind of, told you that loose nut. Don't give him a clicker. He just clicks away. All right, so we're going to be going off. We're actually here, so we'll use the 8s. But if we were going off the 9s, here's Mike 2. So we're not full length. We're whatever the reduce is here. And I think it might tell us. Yeah. So, well, that didn't help, did it? So runway 9 left departures can use intersection Mike 2. Remaining 11,440 feet. So you would put that in your calculations so you could do a proper takeoff. However, we're going off a 99,999 foot runway. No, 9,999 feet. All right, and then again, here's those famous go-arounds, keep you out of the safety area so they can keep landing and taking off. Same with the 9s. All right, so that's what that all means. And that's one of those great tools we have available to us now. All right. Finally, load out, and then we're going to get to it. 144 souls are upstairs signing their non-disclosure agreements about how the flight will go. 33,120 pounds of payload. We're going to put 15,701 pounds of fuel in. Got an alternate of Mickey World in case we need it. And a cost index of 35. And oddly enough, we're going to 35,000 feet. All right, folks, let's get back into the cockpit here, and let's see what kind of damage we can do to Atlanta here before we get out. All right, first, let's continue our checklist here. So we know the batteries we are on. We know we're at least on ground power. Why? Because all the screens are lit up here. Down here, the radios, everything. So there's some kind of power on the plane. And, oh, look at that. We have ground power. Imagine that. All right, let's get up here, though. Make sure the AC/DC switch. Hawker, if you're in the house, go ahead. Crank up your AC/DC music. If you're not, well, okay. And Suick, welcome in, sir. Into the house again. Hello, sir. Hello, hello. All right, so we got that on ground power. We're going to go ahead and we'll do the upper panel here real quick. Seems kind of low. Hang on a second. It is kind of low. That's why. Hey, there we go. That's a little better. Okay, those are normally low anyway. They're stick shakers and stuff, but okay, 3 green. Electric engine controllers are on. Reversers are not deployed. Radio set. Interphone off. Dome light off. And let's check our surfaces. They all look like they'll work. ELT's armed. Oxygen's normal. Looks like a good load of oxygen. And we'll go to align. And align. Get your on DCs, folks. That means if we lose generators, we'll still have an ability to navigate, at least know where we are. Once we get both the lines, go to nav. Okay, back down below we go. Let's run through them. Cabin, utility, and IFE's on. Equipment cooling is normal. Emergency lights armed. Let's get the smoking light on. And fuel pumps are off. And off. Okay. Trim air on. Cabin controls are set to auto. Recircs are on. And let's go to on for the isolation valve open. Engine bleeds both on. And we're ready to fuel. So for that, let's head over here to our lovely EFB. Electronic Flight Bag, for those that don't know the acronym. Right, we'll load the aircraft. We said payload-wise. You know what? That one doesn't have payload on it. Huh. Okay, 33,120. And this is the quick way to load it, folks. Now, if you want to go through and each zone as it shows you, put in the male, female, kid, go right ahead. You got all the time in the world. We're going to get this bird airborne. So let's see here. So we got that taken care of. Let's see what that added up to. 0 fuel. Whoa. I know that's way high. To the tune of about 3,000 pounds too high. So let's go back. I could be able to lower it that much. How did we go up? Going, oh, I see what it did. Still above. All right, so that means more than likely I have the information in SemBrief different than the operating empty weight here of 91,300. Oh, we're off by a good 500 pounds, folks. Go figure that. Or if it's the operating empty weight, we're way off. So, all right, so that's all accounted for. Let's go back. Let's put the fuel in, 15,700. Don't forget, we got to have that 1 pound of fuel. That could be the difference from making the runway and not. Yeah, you believe that one? Here comes the fuel truck. And we got a ways to go. We got about 8,000 or 7,000 to cram in, so hang on. Let's take a look outside. Now we have the lovely fuel truck here. Real quick, let's take a look while we're out here. Here's the Nimbus Atlanta scenery. And I am going to do this shamelessly, sorry folks, but it is the month of September. September is September to Twitch. And subbing your favorite streamers out there, hey, they give you a deal to do it this month, folks. Tier 1 is 25% off. Tier 2, 25% off. Tier 3, 30% off. Plus you get discounts in the loot caves and a few other places. So check them out. Twitch is the one behind the deals. Show the love to your favorite streamers, folks. And yes, shamelessly, I have to say, I hope I'm one of them and would love to see some of that love. Because you know what? Because of the subscriptions, because of donations that have come in and biddies, and all of that, folks, come together to help me go out and buy places like Atlanta. I'm looking actually at another scenery. I just debating, do I fly into it enough? I'm flying into Atlanta now. I've really weighed that one because I don't fly Atlanta a lot. But folks, look at what we have here. If it was nighttime, I can make this different colors. I guess in the real world it does. I don't live anywhere near Atlanta. No offense to those hot Atlantaites out there. I have no desire to live anywhere near Atlanta. Drove that city. There were words I wanted to use, but I edited myself too many times in the truck back in the 90s. I don't even want to know what it's like today. Don't even want to know. So, again, I don't mean to be offensive to you hot Atlantaites. I just want nothing to do with Atlanta. But I do like flying in and out of the airport because that means I'm coming in and I'm getting out a whole lot faster than on 275. But or is it 475? Whatever the heck it is that goes around your town, I don't like it. Anyway. So, but it is a really nice scenery, folks. Really. And when you get down to it, folks, VATSIM, when you get past noon, 2 o'clock, usually it's a pretty hopping place with VATSIM. Much like Frankfurt, London, Paris, you know, those hotbeds in Europe. Oh, how can I forget Amsterdam? Holy mackerel. They become very busy. And you can usually find controllers, and a lot of times top to bottom or close to it. So, but anyway, like I said, that was all shameless. Sorry, and but I think needed. Oh, and if you do subscribe, folks, and I know only those of you who do subscribe, it sounds like and looks like on my laptop, can hear me. But if not, I hope some of our followers can. You don't have to watch all the ads, because it's ad-free viewing. Another penny that Twitch gives you. I wish I could say it was me. Sorry, folks. Don't have that kind of pull with Twitch. Pretty sure they barely know I exist. All right, so we're back in. So we got all of that taken care of. We're fueling. The one thing I love about the 767, 757 platforms, you can come up here to your fuel panel and see right where your numbers are. You can't really, you can, but you got to do a lot of arithmetic to figure out, am I close to 15? Actually, we are, but still, you get my point. There, it just tells you total 15, whatever we're going for, 15.7, I think it is. So, anyway, that's one thing I do like about the 767s. But, you know, once they're done fueling, it's going to tell you fueling has been complete.
Ground deck fuel is all loaded up and you are good to go.
See? And we go back outside. And look, the fuel truck's gone. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you all about tollless. When you start fueling it and it says refueling in your eCam, go outside. You're going to see the fuel truck pull in, do its business. When it's done, you're not going to hear anything like you did here with ZIBO, which is great. It's going to drive away, and it'll take refueling off your screen. Pretty cool. Again, that kind of eye candy I like. All right, so I'm just getting caught up here, so we got to put in our reference point because it's asking now. Let's just do it this way. Let's clear it. KATL. All right, I'm going to come down to the next page where the GPSs are. And today being an odd day, we'll use the left side. I just use the left for odd, right for even, and I'll do the same throughout the whole plane. There we go. Now you can put your gate in and all of that. I don't think it has any effect. But again, I don't do it, so I don't know. So we're going to go to route. But I will do some things some simmers don't do here in a minute. Okay, and you can see we just aligned. So I'm going to go right up here. You can see you no longer see one number here, which, by the way, was your time to alignment, meaning that's how long you had till the IRS aligned and not your bank accounts. Take it back to PPOS so you can see your coordinates. Everything else looks good up here. Let's get back down and continue. Atlanta to Miami. We are flight AAL 1046. Told you this is going to be a super simple. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how easy this is to enter. That's why I'm doing it. LUC KK to Honid HONID. I always double check before pushing the button. Activate, execute. Voila. That's it, folks. That was our flight plan. Okay, now let's get in there and get the runways in. All right, so we know we're going to go off 8 right. So click departure. First off, departure, arrival, departure. Select your runway first, 8 right. It will shorten the list up, and we're going on the bang, out with a bang, 3 departure to luck. Execute. Now, we are only going, folks, we're going 580 miles. Now, this can get kind of tricky. Once we pass luck, and let's just say we hadn't put in any of our arrival information, okay? If we put it in then, we run the risk of the airplane beginning to loop back to luck and fly out to Haunted. You hear it quite a bit on the VATSIM radios if you pay attention. So that's why you'll notice I try to keep the heading close so when that happens, bump, I can hit select. This route, we're going to go ahead and put it in. Back to route. Runways in place. We're going to go to departure arrival, go to arrivals. All right, now you could put in the arrival first, which is frogs. Frogs 4. We are going to come in on haunted, which I think is the next page. And we'll look at all of these, and we're going to be flying the ILS 8. We are not going to do the transition. We'll show you why here in a second. We're going to execute. Okay, and then we'll come back. And we could put this up here, KATL, KMIA, or KATL, KMIA, and save. But it's so simple. Why? True. True. All right, and let me just look in here, see if anyone's checking in. Okay, other than Inswick, so far, I don't see any check-ins. So we're going to continue on. Let's do a quick check to make sure everything is kosher. I'm going to bump this up a couple. Let's go to 20. And what we're going to be looking for are discontinuities here and along here, and just in case it goes way off base. All right, so, and what we'll do is we just hit step. Airbus guys, you would use those arrows up and down here to go through your flight plan. That's what we're doing. Okay, bang. Luck. Haunted. Then I am expecting one, but maybe not. Okay, it's going to take us right into a right, out to our hold point, case of a missed approach. That's as far as doing it this way it'll go. I'm not sure if company route would give me the backup route to go to Mickey World for the divert. Okay, so I am satisfied with the route. All right, and let's get back to route, and we'll come right back to this and finish up the performance in just a second. So we've got back to the top, overhead panel, probe heat's off, anti-ice is going to stay off. Our electric and electric pumps are on. I'm sorry, are off. Our engine pumps are on. I always get that backwards. And we got our cargo doors and main entry open. Trim air's on. We already know that. These are set, all set good. We're fueled. Guess what? APU time. Okay, and it's spooling up. Give it a few seconds. Engine bleeds. Okay, we've got the fuel, got the cruise altitude set. Let's go up one. And let's get this set for Miami. Even though a lot of people will set it for where they are, because, as we all saw a couple streams ago, it's always possible to get an engine fire. You're not going to leave and probably head to your destination on one engine. So you'll turn around, come back. Depending how far along you are. You may also divert to your closer airports. So, all right, blue lights on for the APU. Gen's on. You can come off the ground power and put the APU bleed on. Double check, does this stay? It does. And up here, AC/DC switch again. Is Hawker gonna crank it up? He's probably at work, you know. All right, you know, work just, you know, they never let you guys listen, I tell you. All right, pre-flight. So we've got our perf. Let's get into there and get our perf and all on. Get our fuel pump first on. There we go. All right, back down here. Let's finish up the McDo or FMC. All right, zero fuel weight. 27.6. Preserve what I do, folks, I'm going to quickly bring up Sim Toolkit. I say that, but it's never easy. There we go. And Sim Toolkit. A lot of people ask, how do I figure this out? Okay, what you do is on SimBrief, come down here to your preview brief like I am. Scroll down to your fuel section. All right, FAA regulation says you've got to have enough fuel to make it to your destination. That's a pretty good rule. Got to make it to your alternate. Okay, that's a pretty good rule. So that's right there, a substantial amount of fuel. That's about a full load of fuel to Miami and about a quarter of the way to a third of the way back to Atlanta. So that's a substantial amount. Plus 45 minutes of fuel at that alternate. All right, so how do we figure this up? Well, it's all right here, folks. Okay, here's my alternate, Mickey World, MCO, 191 miles back. Take the last numbers off unless you have to round up, 3.8 plus. Here's my, this was only a 30-minute reserve. Huh. Why didn't I have a 45-minute? Well, we'll add them both in. So we'll have 3.8 plus 2.3. 6.1. Argue me. And let's throw another half in, 6.6. How's that sound? All right, we'll get the calculator. I can hear y'all going, you're wrong there, Flying with Mike. Hey, I've been known to be wrong. Not in this case. So, 6.5. I was off by point. No. Alright, so we'll put 6.5 in there. Cost index. Hang on a second. We'll get it back up here in a second. I need to look here real quick at SimBrief. 35. Okay. 35. And then I remember 350 for up here. And the winds were 240 at 30. That kind of stinks. Bit of a headwind. But more of a cross. Now, I really don't know how to fill in the ISA, nor am I going to convert the Fahrenheit, this number, so we'll just go with execute. And then we'll go to N1. All right, now this is where it gets tricky. Now, the folks here at ZIBO have given us a takeoff chart, but can't get it to go to the next page, or at least that loose nut me can't get it to. So I just go a different route and bring in some TopCat, which is a payware product. Hang on, I had to minimize it. There we go. Basically, it's kind of teamed with Professional Flight Planner. So if you do a search of PP or Professional Flight Planner X, this will come up. Now, don't let the X fool you. It was actually made for FSX, not X-Plane. However, the aircraft and data inside can work for X-Plane. And it does, I think, work up into today. It was the precursor to SimBrief that I used. All right, but SimBrief doesn't go this far because the aircraft are so different. All right, so let's go. We've got our, let's back up a page. So you fill it in. I put 133 adults, 11 children, 4 infants. I don't even know how. I could look it up, but it's really not negligible. And I brought us up to our zero fuel weight. Actually, we are now up a bit. Hang on, we'll get that corrected. 127.6. And let's go to 7. And I'm here to tell you folks, that's close enough for the government. And we got, oh, we're running the APU. That's why it's down. Like, why is my fuel not up to the number? So, all right. So there you have it, folks. And see, it's going down with the APU. So now, once you have this, oh, the one thing I did not plan. Shameful, shameful. Hang on. Fuel is 15,701. 500. En route fuel, oh, not 5,000. Oh my gosh, if a 737 taxied that hard, that's pretty bad. And real quick, our en route is 8623. Try this again. There we go. So again, 6.5 is a pretty good number, although that's going to leave us really tight. We'll work with it. All right, there we go. Balance that out a little bit more. Now we'll go back to takeoff with updated numbers. Update, and that'll give you your updated winds and temperatures as well as barometric pressure. Put in your departure runway, which we've now switched to 8 right. And we're ready to go, and click compute. Okay, suggesting 35 degrees at TO2. Now all of this, folks, I know does not mean anything because 1, you can't see it, and 2, it's going to be very hard to see. See how that's going to look. Ooh, that's pretty close. We'll work with it. All right, so we're just going to begin to fill in the work here. All right, so we said takeoff 2. Select takeoff 2. Select temperature. Think D rate. We're already D rated. So if we go here at takeoff 2, 25 degrees Celsius, we're going to have 93.6% of N1 to get airborne, meaning we're not running 100% on the engine. We're saving a little bit of, just a little, folks. It's not as much as you think. But let's look here. We're actually dropping yet another percentage to get this temperature out of it. So we're helping to prolong the life of those $1 million babies sitting on those wings. Folks, those are your lifeblood. If they crap out on you, guess what? It's not a good flight. So 3, 5, very hard to read. Okay, now your climb is the same thing. You can run it at hard, whatever climb will give you, or you can pull that power back, and as you reach the next level, it automatically brings the engine up. We'll run it climb 2 out of here. Go to the takeoff page. Oh, we could start filling in, but let's just put the CG in. Then I want you to go to the next page. Most of the simmers I watch skip this step. Don't know why. Hey, it's their stream. They can do as they please in my book. One more time for an update, because now I've got a calm wind here. Hartsfield, Jackson, calm wind. Okay. 3, 6, 0. I'm probably doing it wrong, but it'll tell me. All right, we're gonna bear with me a second here, folks, as I clear it off. I'm gonna leave that field empty because it's negligible. Okay, but the next one, runway slope and heading. Slope is very simple, folks. We put in up or down for plus or minus. We're in a minus, so we're down. B. 0.3. And I did that wrong. Oh, no, I did it right. Runway heading 95. Okay. And that just filled in and made the data that comes out of it just that much more accurate. Okay. And then let's, next page. So now we're going to hit compute. And at 35, we're able to go flaps 1. I always kind of laugh at that one because it's hardly any flap, but it is what it is. And here's where I try to see how close TopCat is to what I put into the aircraft. Okay, so you see 145, 146, 151. Folks, same numbers. And then I hit the QRH, which are these, turn them off, and that's basically telling you what the computer is predicting versus what TopCat's, and there you go. They're the same. And folks, that's it for the FMC. Over here, we'll hit progress for now. Actually, let's do legs. All right, and let's get rid of TopCat. Hopefully you saw that all. If not, I'm going to make it visible here for you in just a second. All right, so this is what your final page should look like. All right, next. Let's take this data, put it up here. And we can tell them, go ahead, start loading the aircraft. So first off, come back to this page. I go here. And here they come. All right, so like I said, we're going to fill in the pages. First off, reset. Next up, 151 is V2. We'll go 161. How about 095? And I don't think ATC has joined us yet. Hang on, I'll look. Does not appear so. So, we're going to take a look at that departure. Let's get Sim Toolkit up here real quick. Last time before we go, we're going to do our departure brief as well. Unless something really screwy happens and they change runways on us. All right, so here's our departure. Those of you in training, let you all see it. 133. $133,475. Transition 18,000. It's an RNAV departure. Here's requirements. Again, it's for all runways. Speed restrictions accelerate to 250. If unable, advise Z Tower. Okay, tower. We can do 250. And we're going to basically come off 1527, turn to Skinner, turn to Grits, turn to Heisman, come down here to Bang, out to Luck. All right, initial climb 10,000 feet for 8 right. Again, 095 to 1527 MSL. Right turn to Skinner, direct Bang via the route. Maintain 250 to Heisman. All right, so there you have it, folks. That's our departure. Real quick, the taxi brief. We'll push back facing north, taxi out. F1 to Echo to Hotel, and away we go. Excuse me, folks. All right, and let's get rid of Sim Toolkit. How about we do this? There we go. Hit the right button again there. Do a GPWS test. Bet you all didn't know that.
Slide slow. Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up. Obstacle. Obstacle. Pull up. Airspeed low.
Hang. What do we got here? Hungurga. A Hungungor. Welcome in. Thanks for the have a great flight. Appreciate you, sir. Appreciate you stopping by. All right, GPWS tested out well. So we're not going to 40,000. We're going to go 10,000 and then work up from there. 161, 95. Okay, everything's good there. Did I miss her saying everybody's on board? Flight directors. Keep the auto throttle off, cruise, fuel flow set. Okay, landing gear down, 3 green, right here in the middle. Auto brakes stay off. We'll get that ready to taxi. Speed brakes down, flaps up and verified up. Thrust levers. Takeoff check completed, meaning that horn tells you your configuration is not right. Fuel cutoff switch, fuel switches in cutoff, parking brake set. And we'll keep the yaw damper off. Passengers are boarding.
The seatbelt sign is on. Please be seated and fasten your seatbelt.
Just down to reminder, we cannot leave the gate until all gear and items are properly put away. All overhead bins are closed and all passengers are seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, front flight deck, we'd like to add a welcome board. Anticipate possibly some light bumps or some choppy airs. We climb out as a precaution, keep our flight attendants seated for a few minutes. Make sure we know, what that ride's going to be like before they get up. Also appreciate it if everyone would remain in our seats during that time. Thanks for being with us today.
All right, folks, and that gave me time to get the IKNAR program running, and we're ready to go. All right, so let's button up the aircraft. Actually, let's try it this way. Let me try one more way before I do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the boarding doors are closed. Flight attendants report your doors for departure. Cross check, verify staff, stand by for all call.
All right, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
There we go. Now I got what I was waiting for. I must have missed her saying that. The door closes. So it's when you close the outer door. Okay, so we're ready to go, folks. We're not on ATC yet. Oh, shameful, shameful, shameful. Hang on a second. VATSIM. I'm getting online. Sorry, folks. I just realized I was not online yet. 16. Wow, we are close to an on-time departure. We planned 16:50, and we're going to go at 17:08. Oh, geez, nothing filled in, though. Wow. Okay, I may get in here and fill in some of the stuff that doesn't come in. That gives the flight attendants a little bit to do their job, too. All right, and go. All right, so American 1046 coming online here momentarily. Hopefully there's nobody in my stand. It doesn't even appear there's anyone here. But we're going to find out get the definitive here. Yeah, I got nobody here. Okay, here we go, folks. Jetways away, chocks. First off, let me back up. Let's call better pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
All right, we're just waiting on the tow. APU's on. All right, he'll be up front. There it is. It's going to come through the building. All right, folks, I hope y'all are having a good start to your week, being it's Tuesday. And hope you enjoy hump day tomorrow, and then we'll slide into the weekend again. Chalks off. And again, if you like what you're seeing, you're new to the channel, folks, we'd love you to smash follow. That way you can get
all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Email letting you know when we go live next time. So you can join us at the time we start. We sure appreciate you, though, being around. If by chance you're watching us on the replay on YouTube that we do, we take this video that we do live and we just restream it, not stream it, but rebroadcast it on YouTube in its entirety. So if you miss anything, you can watch it up there. We'd love you to smash subscribe and like, so that way we know what you all like. All right, we're gonna make a couple.
Tow connected and bypass pin and survey.
What the heck is going on here at Atlanta? Hang on a second. You're gonna wait. Stand by. We got something going on here. Not getting anything off Atlanta. All right, last word we had was 3010. Okay, we'll get this all set up. There we go. And a quick check. All right, we're ready to go, folks. Not sure why Atlanta's not reporting weather unless they're updating at the moment. It's always possible. All right, so to start this bird up, folks, first, collision lights on. Packs have to be turned off. Now, there are ways to do it without the packs being on, or with the packs on and all of that good stuff. We're going to do a normal start. All Alright, so the jet bridge is away, tug is in, and we're ready to go. Parking brake off.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Number 2. And what we're doing is watching for 17, but less than 25. So there we go. Fuel's coming. And once we stabilize, valves will go off, we'll begin to stabilize, then we'll crank up number 1. Jumped the gun there. Ooh. Okay, there's 11, 15. Now there's 17, the minimum. There's 20 everyone's used to. I'll go ahead and bring it up. Fuel on. And we're building up, folks. At about 50, the start valve closes, and then we get all the yellow lights should go out.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
All right, and folks, we are just about ready. While he's doing everything on his end, we'll do our end. So as soon as he pulls away, clears us, we're gone. Okay, so left and right packs are okay. We've done the engine start. Okay. Okay. Hydraulic pumps on. Pitot heat on. Not going to need any anti-ice. Left and right packs on. Isolation valve to auto. And let's get on the gens.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
All hydraulic pumps are on, and I'm going to get this to engine 1. And we'll wait to see our pins, and then we'll finish up with the few things we have. Perfect, there's our pins. And what I do is just shoot them. Turn off lights. Okay. Final probe heats on, anti-ice packs, auto, APUs off. Flaps 1. Auto brake reject. APU is off. And taxi lights and that before takeoff we'll do since we're so close. Let's go to continuous. Auto brake is set. Turn off lights will come on. ATCT to RTARA or Terra. Heading bug for the runway. LNAV, VNAV. Lower cam blank. Start the timer there, and here we go. Bear with me, I did forget one thing. I like to do my flight controls. Yeah, there's usually an override for this, folks, but in the flight sim world, well, we don't have things like that. All right, so there we go. We're taxiing out. Taxi lights on. And here we go. Hope y'all are buckled up because we're getting ready to take off on runway 8 right. Okay, final checks complete. Once we're on the runway, clocks, throttles, and away we go.
Airline traffic, Delta 1717, 11 mile final, 09 right, Atlanta.
Atlanta traffic, American 1046 departing, bang 3 departure off of 8 right, sorry. All right, 95 LVAV, L and Victor navs are set, and we're ready for the runway. Roger, clear for takeoff, 8 right, American 1046. Oh, sorry, direct Skinner.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Atlanta traffic, Delta 1717, 6 mile final, 9 right, Atlanta.
Let's go, Toga. Airspeed's alive. 80 knots.
80 knots.
Power set.
V1, rotate. Positive rate.
Atlanta traffic, American 1046, clear of the airfield.
400.
Atlanta traffic, Delta 1717, short final, 9 right, Atlanta.
1000.
Autopilot. All right, folks, and we're on our way to Miami. Hope you all enjoyed. Hey, let's do it one more time. All right, after takeoff checks, auto brake off, landing gear lever. I hate this. Off. We didn't turn this timer on. We'll get it now. Engine starts will stay and flaps up. Again, try to keep this as close as you can. Just in the outset, you gotta override by clicking heading select. Roger, up to flight level 350, American 1046. cat's lights here.
Atlanta traffic, Delta 1717 clear of 9 right via November 10. We'll be crossing 9 left via Delta Atlanta.
Okay, and as soon as we cross the next fix, we're cleared past 250. There you go, folks. We're on our way to Miami. Hope you all enjoyed that departure. Little bit behind schedule, but overall, not a bad road. See if we can see it's the best way to see it there. That's right, out the beer. Again, sorry for those of you that have to, that live there. Not truly meaning to diss it, but it is a city that truly needs to be dissed. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and turn on weather and terrain on this one. Actually, we're going to swap that up. As with that one to 40 now. 10,000 feet. Okay. Forgot the blanket. There we go. And there you go, folks. We're on our way. Let's take a look out the wings.
A special welcome to Advantage in One World members. If you are not an Advantage member, you can sign up at aa.com/join to earn miles for today's flight and continue earning miles with our retail and travel partners.
Wouldn't that be a great thing, folks, if we could do that
Our
in
Advantage
the sim?
Aviator MasterCard is another great way to earn miles for everyday purchases and enjoy benefits such as your first check bag free, preferred boarding, and no foreign transaction fees. Not an Aviator card member? See a flight attendant and receive an exclusive offer when you apply in flight today. Shortly, we will begin our in-flight service. We offer a selection of complimentary beverages. Wi-Fi service is available on this flight. Connect to the AA in-flight signal and open your browser. You can access AA.com.
Yeah, sometimes I do like it talking.
and other travel information. If you need to power your device, AC power outlets are located at every seat. While you are seated, please keep your seatbelt fastened and visible to the crew when the seatbelt sign is on, as turbulence can happen unexpectedly. If you open an overhead compartment, use caution, as carry-on items may have shifted during takeoff.
All right, folks, we're continuing on. Yeah, as you can tell, you can... no, I do not have the 737 MAX. This is just the straight-up 737. Very loud 737. Lacking, welcome. Audio mods, audio. Uh-oh. Did iRoute not work again? Oh boy. There we go. Not sure why it didn't work for you there, sir. The Max is a cool aircraft, but you know, I'm still kind of partial to the original fleet. And that would have been U.S. Airways. Oh, did I say that out loud? Or it actually would say American West. Dig in a little bit to American to understand that. Just give it to you. Yeah, got a little bit of a bumpy ride today, folks. Now let's see where we are inside here. Alright, let's go ahead first. Click standard. Take care of that. We're above transition, so I'm going to go ahead and kill the wing lights. Keep the seatbelt signs on till top of climb. And by the way, folks, the only reason I sometimes dig at American is they bought out my beloved TWA. Do I have engine continue off? Yeah, we could. I a lot of times leave it in continues. But I'll turn them off. Do I have payware? Yeah, actually I do. The TOLUS A320 Neo and A319. I also have the 747-200, 767-300 from Flight Factor, Airbus 320 from Flight Factor as well. Trying to think, do I have anything? Oh, and the FlyJ Sims 727 for X-Plane 11. Hopefully soon X-Plane 12. They never give dates when they're going to release things, when they start talking about them. So, but for now, that's all we have. We are really interested in a couple of aircraft out there, the A321 from TOLUS, as with the new 737-300 that just came out. The 767, I think, is the same in X-Plane 12 as X-Plane 11. I enjoy flying it. We just did a couple of flights that are up on YouTube for you to enjoy. One with the KC-46 livery, albeit not 100% KC-46, but hey, you can't really tank, but they don't have the booms and all so. And I also had it in one of my favorite airlines out there, North American. Unfortunately, no longer around. Love that American flag on the tail. Let's see here. Hangunger. The ZIBO mod is, yes, it really is nice. For those of you that come from the world of PMDG, I never flew the current new Microsoft product. My last Microsoft product was FSX. And sorry, I was not trying to cuss at you all. But it was, to me, a good sim. I liked it. I'd probably be flying it now if that computer didn't completely run out of memory. But the Max series, I know there's one in X-Plane, but I don't know who does it, if it's Level Up or possibly ZIBO. Something worth looking into. Like I said, I like the old style look. But yeah, we have flown to 767, and bear with me a second. Get on the right days here, Captain. Okay. Actually, if everything worked, okay, I'm glad that actually came up about the 767. Thursday, we are scheduled to take the KC-46 version of Flight Factor 767 up to Ellsworth. However, I do have an appointment, which is fine. We're scheduled after 18Z, that I do need to make sure I keep cleared. But there's one other hiccup that's come into, and it's a good hiccup too. That maybe not for you all, because you all we're probably looking forward to the Ellsworth run. The junior co-pilot will be with us in the house through the weekend. So that could curtail that flight and possibly Fridays as well. So we'll kind of see how things work out. Granddaughter always trumps the sim. Actually, usually visitors trump the sim. Philly's in the house. Welcome in, sir. Yeah, we're having trouble still, Philly, with Stream Elements wanting to upend life. Oh, and now it's upending me. And so is Hawker. Hawker should be a happy camper. Right, not happy to lurk. Get a napkin, Hawker. Don't get stuff on your computer. And those of you interested in Discord, hang on, I gotta go get the links for you because it's being a pain in the room again. Where are you? There you are. Yeah, oh my goodness, now it's even knocking that out. Are you, wait a minute. Did it even go in? There it is. So, yeah, there you go, folks. Yeah, I'm not sure why Stream Elements is really being very finicky, fussy, and everything, every other negative adjective, but it is what it is. But there you go, folks. ZIBO, high and mighty, flying away to Miami. All right, we're still trying to get to top of climb. Just before, is that Haunted we're coming up to? Oh, wow, we're getting to our initial for the star. All right, speaking of stars, let's go ahead. No, we're not talking these Sandra Bullock and Gene Hackman type folks. We're talking about the standard arrival, terminal arrival, so. Hang on a second. Here's, you know what? You know what? We'll do that just because Dietis. Remember, I told you we could be looking ahead. Even though VATSIM guys like to screw this up. All right, so now you see we've gone to Miami as of 16:53. Let me see how close they are. Okay, they got about 20 minutes to a new one. So right now winds are 120 at 5, 10 miles visibility. We got some CBs building and a broken layer at 5,000. So there's our ceiling, folks, 5,000 feet. Let's go back, 10 miles visibility, not an issue. Altimeter 2995. Okay, so CBs northeast and distant east. So that means probably past the airport, unless things flow back in. I don't know the general flow of weather in Florida. All right, this is the arrival page. Oh, there we go. Let's just say, why am I seeing departing runways? All right, so approaches are being conducted to parallel and converging runways. So expect ILS 8 right and 12. RNAV or GPS 8 left and 8 right. We will plan 8 right, ILS. Although I do like flying the ILS for 12, 8 right is pretty cool. All right, so pull up NavGraph real quick, catch up to the plane. Green is your star, purple or orange, whatever you want to call that color, magenta, whatever. You get, okay, let's get a woman in the house and they can tell us what color that really is. But anyway, so there's our star. Frogs 4. I think we just leveled off, or just about to. Okay. So the Frogs 4 from Haunted to 8 right. That starts from Frogs. So let's get there first. There's our D8 notice. Airport elevation on the graphic, 18,000. If you didn't know that, folks, everywhere in North America is 18,000. DME, IRU, or GPS required. All runways. Landing east, use runway 9 transition. Landing west, use runway 30 transition. I don't know that one because we're landing on runway 8. All right, expect runway assignment at or prior to Frogs if they're up. Do not file Bromo, Scruff, as these are ATC transitions. Okay, Bromo I can see, Scruff is, they're basically halfway into it. All right, so like I said, we got to get down to Frogs first before these directions play into it. So it's Haunted, Eye Poke, Bullseye, Snappy, Nikki, Bromo, Scruff, Plows, at or above 34,000 feet. That's a pretty good distance into the approach before we actually get at or above 34. And then we continue on to Manti, Cleat at 250 between 21 and 28, Barbon above 15,000, and then we get to Frogs. Ribbit. All right, again, we're going for the 8s. So we're going to be heading to LLEG. Why did I get a ding? Okay, hang on a second here, folks. Let me catch a couple things up here. 35 and seatbelt sign to auto. Okay, caught up. All right, so from Frogs, 8 left, right, 9 and 12. So Frogs, 118 to Ert, between 9 and 11,000, and we got to be at 250. Track 118 to Aspen, to be at or below 10,000, to PBJ, at or above 8,000, to Shire, then on to Acre, and then Leg at 4,000 for the ILS runway 9. However, we'll vector to wherever we need to along the way. Okay, pretty clear as mud. So there you have it, folks, 4,000 feet here. All right, let's take a look at it then. Okay, that portion is done. The charts, let's come over here. Let's go into cruise. Go home. Back up here to performance. Now this is actually pretty good. We're landing a right, dry runway. Winds here in Miami. Here, let's have a little fun. Since we got a little time, why not? Why not? Can't pull these out, folks, but we're going to use this one instead. Let's put that one on legs. Real quick, look at the progress. Top of descent, 300 miles. Menu, D-Link, AOC, West. Weather. Type in your station. We want KMIA. Send. Message. And looky there, folks. 120 at 5. 10 miles. Same thing I read off to you with distant thunderstorms. And we have a page 2. Not much. It's all scientific data, but so we have thunderstorms north and east, distant east. So currently they're not on the airfield. I don't know if they're coming that way. According to this, the winds should be kind of pushing them away, but I don't know what upper level is doing. All right, so that's kind of neat to have. All right, let's come over here. So we saw wind. We did. We saw wind. 120 at 5. 120 diagonal 5. Temperature, I think it was like 33. Yeah. Tree. All right, enter. Now, you can put inches of mercury in here, folks. What you have to do, though, is type it out. 2995. 29.95. Enter. Inches of mercury. We'll go flaps 30. Air conditioning. Anti-ice. Right now, we'll keep it off. Brakes. We'll go 3. Don't know what NNC is. Speed brakes are auto. Reverse, you don't get credit ever for reverse thrust, folks. Hate to break that one to you. It is just a nicety to save brakes so they don't have to swap them out as often. But in the computation of your distance in landing, sorry, they don't have anything to do with it. Landing weight is going to be estimated 131.5. If that doesn't work, it did. We'll change it. I am going to put an additional 5 knots on my VREF, and that's what we were looking for on the takeoff page. We don't get, or at least I don't. Somebody want to walk me through offline? I'd love it, because I love having it all on the screen instead of having to employ TopCat. Even though I'm kind of watching it here in TopCat. All right, so we're looking at one VREF is 141 at this point, and our distance is 1,746 meters down the runway. Again, wish this would read in feet, but we're not going to sit there and call up Mr. ZIBO and go, why won't you put that in feet? Because they're in Europe. They read in meters. Okay, so if you do it right, that's what we're going to end up down the runway. At the end, I think it's Delta 28 where the real world flight went to. I'm going to check. And you can do that on FlightAware, folks. Delta 36. Okay, so there you have all of the speeds. So we'll be 146 on approach. Probably come down around 150, 155, and then slow up to touch down at 146 and try and do our best to land. All right, so we got a lot of information in here. We're going to pull up Sim Toolkit one more time. And okay, so there's the arrival. One thing we didn't plug in here was our approach. All right, we're coming in on the 8 rights. Transition. Wait a minute. Okay, so you can kind of see this right now. We're going to be coming down. There's PBJ, Char, Acre, LL leg, and then we're going to work our way up to Copra and in on the ILS. Otherwise, you'd continue in on 9. All right. And that's a neat way. And now down here, look, we have the ILS. So we'll come into Chrome, which is approximately 15 miles out. Copra at 3,000. By lawn, we got to be at 1,500 feet on the glide slope descending into Miami. From lawn to the missed approach point, we know now we're looking at about a minute. I'm going to call it a minute and 20. Sounds good. To make it to our missed approach point at about an 800 foot a minute descent. Okay, so D8 there's our speeds, or I'm sorry, our frequencies. We'll have to put in 110.3. Approach course of 92. Lawn will be our fix here at 6 miles out, 1,500 feet. Decision altitude, this is your barrow or altitude above sea level. Folks, there's only 9 feet between sea level and the ground here at Miami. 8 at actually the touchdown. So that's the disparity. So you got above sea level, above the ground. A lot of people pick above the ground. I get it. I'm going to go above sea level. Basically because we're almost there. Let's see. There's that missed approach is going to be out to Barba or Barbara, however you want to say it. You can see how the flight goes. Down here is our altitudes. We kind of went through those and our speeds and times. So about 800 feet a minute. We'll get 3 degrees out of it. And about a minute 20 between lawn and the missed approach point. Minimums for the run. We have to have in the METAR, folks, a ceiling, broken or overcast, higher than 442 feet. We also have to have at least a mile visibility for this approach. You all are going, well, that's not what Cat 1 says. That's what Cat 1 says at Miami. And your RVR has to be above 50. And as you can see, there's no fixing that. That's what you have to do. If you want all of that, go to runway 9. Longer taxi to American. Okay, and that takes care of all the charts, all the speeds, everything worthy of briefing. And let's take a look real quick, see if any weather pops up on here. Cloudiness is popping up. Some rain over here, kind of spotty. Let's look down more of where we're going. As you remember, they said north, east. I think we're okay, folks, and I think they'll stay out over the sea. We'll see. By the way, folks, National Hurricane Center is watching the potential for something here to begin to form. The potential. Just keep your eyes peeled. It's going to probably be into next week, but still, anything coming off the U.S. could form into another tropical system. So, just wanted to throw that out there. All right. Because I have some people for airlines I fly for, relatives in the Tampa area, which of late has been Hurricane Alley. But thankfully, this year, not so bad except for Idalia, whatever that was. But that missed them. So, but this whole coast has been Hurricane Alley here for the last couple of years. I have to copyright that because I have a feeling people are going to start using that. All right, there you go, folks. Sim Toolkit away. Let's get out and start looking. guess we're out over the Gulf. Kinda, sorta. So there you have it, folks. The arrival brief completed, and we are inbound for Miami. Let's see how far away top of descent is. 239 miles. All right, and I am going to let you all know. Now, you're all probably going, why isn't there any music behind all of this? The music I normally run, I have been finding out YouTube doesn't like it, even though it's not copyrighted material. Great group. I like the group, but I can't run it. I mean, they're gigging it every time. Not digging it, gigging it. Every time I run it, they put me up for a copyright strike. So we're not going to run any music for now, except that I've got to get whole new sets of music. The problem is, it's a lot like if you're a satellite user, or Uverse or Comcast or whatever for your, and all of a sudden the locals go, we're not going to play on there because they're not paying us enough. I get that kind of what's going on here, and I'm not trying to dig into the group. They deserve everything they're deserving. They're really good. I think, Approaching Nirvana is fantastic. I think what YouTube and Twitch are doing is stupid. It's not copyrighted material. So, I hate to break it to you folks. But their rules, we play by it. And if it's Approaching Nirvana that's doing this, hey, it's your product. It's yours, how you want to disseminate. So, and I appreciate that and will respect it, and that's why we're not playing music right now. Until this little feud or whatever is going on ends, we'll just play certain pieces every now and then, but for now, we'll just kind of let the airplane give us the background music. Because like I said, I do both platforms live here at Twitch, take the live stream, put it up on YouTube afterwards, so that later tonight it'll be available to you all, especially since I won't be here tomorrow. I have to work. So. And again, just so everyone's, Captain Fig. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Nice exclamation, he says. I appreciate that, Captain Fig, and I appreciate you being around. Supporting the channel. Always good to see and hear from new people. Thank you, sir. But also, just to let you all know, I'd be remiss, because we are live here on Twitch. It is September, and what Twitch does in September, they call it Sub-temper, meaning if you want to sub those you really like, support them, help them out, and we hope we're one of them. But if it's not, we get it, that's fine. You get 25% off for Tier 1 subscription and Tier 2. Tier 3 is 30% off, and then, of course, their loot that they have in the cave out there is also got a discount on it. Again, through the month of September is Sub-temper, so we're about halfway through the month. I think we just crossed it. A few days past the middle, so a few more days to partake in that great deal that they're offering, folks. And for new people to the stream, if you like what you see, we always would love for you to follow us. You're just as important as those who subscribe. You help set the tone by how many of you are watching, what aircraft we put on, where we're flying, and what have you. And helps in guiding purchases. Like I said, right now I am looking at the new 737 that's on the market in X-Plane, the Dash 300 Classic, they're calling it. I thought the Dash 200 was the Classic, but hey, to each their own. But we're also waiting and ready and foaming for the 727 FlyJ Sims to come out with version 4 for X-Plane 12. Not sure when that's going to happen, but we're hearing that they are in that process. Could the 737-200 from them be in that process too? We'll find out, or as they like to call them, pipelines. But yeah, we're always looking at new aircraft. There are others out there. There's Flight Factors. I think it's the A350. Kind of has me a little interested. There's a 787 out there now for that I'm. It's just the newfangled cockpits, folks. This is more my style. The old style. I'll call it 6-pack style. Then you had this nice new new gen display system, and now you have this G1000 kind of looks. I'm not brought over to that yet. Maybe it's just because I'm an old fart, and it's hard to change new ways in the old dog. But yeah, I haven't fully succumbed to that new panel and trying to understand it. But that's what we do. We take a look. Plus, we got Atlanta. You saw that was phenomenal. I gotta figure out what I didn't. It didn't say I needed anything, so I'm starting to wonder if I needed auto gate. I don't know, because the marshaller doesn't work and the gate didn't come over. So, oh well. But anyway, folks, we do enjoy. And I now remember the airport I was trying to remember yesterday, Denver. I think the same company makes that one, but I'm going to have to check that out. Iron Condor reminded me of it. Alright folks, so kind of sit back, relax, enjoy the ride. I am going to put a prediction in on how I think I'll do. I blew it totally yesterday. And we'll see if I fare better in this one. Give you an idea. This is what comes with ZIBO, folks. Again, free. Ah, we're sitting on somebody. But anyway, folks, I set up the views, but you can set this cabin up where it shows people, or you can set it up where it doesn't, or I think there's an in-between auto setting or something like that. There are a whole bunch of settings, folks, you can work with this plane. So I really love this plane. And folks, those of you that come from the PMDG world, I am going to probably put a tear in your eyes because you spent a lot of money for that PMDG aircraft, and I'm sure you love every minute of it. So you may not tear up, but this is free. Yeah. Oh yeah, and this sim is a whole lot less. So your outlay of money is a whole lot less. Anyway, so This is free, folks, and that's a word you don't hear in the flight sim community that much, and X-Plane seems to have it quite a bit. A lot of great developers putting out free mods to aircraft. We've flown the default A330 that comes with X-Plane 12. Well, there's free mods out there for it to give you the 9-900, 200, and the people to freight versions of the 200, 300. So just amazing what the community in X-Plane does, and then turns around and says free. God bless you all. So those are nice. Sim Toolkit that you saw. Now that crosses all the sims that are available out there free. Volanta, base free. Everything else to Volanta you start having to pay for. I have yet to see what I have to, if there's even such a thing as pay for in Sim Toolkit. So again, I'm one of those that likes to kind of work my way to free, so long as I get a good product out of free, and I'm here to tell you, get good products. There you go, folks. The American Airlines November 980 Alpha November. Headed to Miami. Look ahead here. Oh, I just noticed something I do need to do here after this. All right, so there you have it, folks. We're about halfway there, and not really sure what top of descent looks like. 130 miles out, and you can see here. Let me get back down here. Little blemish of rain over here near Scruff. So take a look over in that general direction, folks. Of course, I'm going to look and see. Alright, we may have company traffic passing right behind us here in a moment. Yeah, we got something out in the Gulf. It looks like it's starting to try and put a line up over Fort Myers to Palm Beach down to Fort Lauderdale, Naples area. So a little north, plus stuff a little... It's getting close, let's just put it that way. We'll see what we land in. Here, let me do this real quick. I always like to make sure the browser that comes up is the one I want. Okay, let me get out of that mode, and here you go. Here's what I'm looking at, folks. Here is the flight map for virtual American Airlines. Again, great bunch of people. Check them out, folks. I'll get you a link here shortly. Hang on, I'll get it to you now. What we're doing. All right, here we go. I'll get you that link first, and then we'll put the little caveat out there that I give. Folks, they're a great bunch of people. Oh, dang it. Hang on. Make sure I did it right. Okay. Great bunch of people. Very focused, we'll use that word, on trying to fly as real as we can in a simulated world. So, not gonna say real world pilots built the airline, but I know they have a lot of influence in the airline, so that we do, they do look at your approach. Did you get stable before then? They look at your landings, and they're a lot harder on landings rates than most other VAs. They look at the aircraft you're flying. Is it first the right type? Okay, American, and I didn't know this, I thought they did, flew Neos, does not fly Neos for the A320. However, they do have the A321 Neo. So you gotta make sure you fly the special liveries. Now, American's gonna have to be careful here. I'm actually getting word the special liveries on the 319s are going on to the 321s. So, if you're out there listening and can hear me, you may want to check that out. So, that's how nitpicky, you could call it, they get. However, I myself, I actually am enjoying it. Some of you who aren't as up in airline operations or up on flying, you may get apprehensive and pissed off at them for rejecting flight, PIREPs. Most of the rejects, folks, they still count the flight for your minimums that you have to fly a month, but some of them are an outright complete rejection even of that. So just be forewarned, read the documentation, and really search yourself, am I up for this? Because it is a bit of a challenge sometimes, but folks, like I said, I enjoy this challenge. So check them out if you want. But this is American's fleet map, or flight, try that again, flight map. And you can see what I'm dealing with. That was our company traffic that we were potentially going to see, no longer a factor, obviously. Here's the rain that's showing up right here on the scope. You can see it right here under this page. That's this batch of rain right here, folks. Then we got this huge blob over here on the west or eastern coast. That's what we're going to contend with on landing. Okay, so there you go. You got a little bit of a look into American Airlines. Between them and their sister airlines, they have Spirit and Piedmont Virtual Historic. So you're not flying the little puddle jumpers for American. You're flying what built U.S. Airways, which then bought American. So, again, go look it up, folks. You'll be really amazed at what American, how all of that is now. So, believe it or not, 40 years after we deregulated the airlines, they are still, in many ways, the major legacy airlines. While on the surface, Deltas may look like they're doing great, but they're still struggling because the old dinosaurs of the airline are still gnawing away at them. So, and American suffered that and ended up getting bought out by America West through U.S. Airways. TWA suffered that fate when American bought them out. Not happy about that, but it is what it is. It happened. All right, so a little bit of history for you there, folks. Not the made-up kind that a lot of people like to do. All right, so we've got 79 miles. So let's start getting our descent checks readied here. Let's get our descent altitude. Our first one was above 34,000 feet. I am going to pull up charts as a way to help me out. My desktop version, not the one I have on SimToolkit because it takes up too much of my screens. And okay, and ILS 8 right. How about we go to frogs? I like frogs better. All right, so we're looking at plows at or above 34,000. 34 is right there. Top of descent is showing up here. I'm going to go ahead. Oh, we're fine. We'll cross that and need to be above 21,000 at Cleat. Oh wait, I'm not going to set that now. Let's get under 40 miles. We're still at 60, 70 miles out. Okay, so Cleat will be also slowed to 280. All right. So I hope you've all had a great start to your week here on this Tuesday. We are trying to on our end. Tomorrow we got a 24-hour work shift to do, but then we'll be available on Thursday and Friday. But again, let me throw that caveat out with the junior co-pilot here. Possibility of flights being canceled are high. So we'll see how, or delayed. So we'll see how that all transpires. We're scheduled to go to Ellsworth out of McConnell Thursday and Friday. Friday was a fun flight. That one I was really, I'm going to try to get that one in, folks. Algeria, to St. Louis. I can hear you. Long haul, France. Found this in Mac Air, Millennium Aviation. And when I saw that, I said, that one I got to fly. So we're going to have fun with that one. We're going to fly from Algiers, Algeria, to St. Louis, France. Sounds like fun. I can hear y'all in Europe going, it's really not all that fun. Not really. So, we are now getting ready to come over plows. We're above 34,000. And then Matney, and then Cleat right up here. Now Cleat has a restriction below 28,000, above 21. Yeah, that's really pronounced. I mean, between either ZIBO and or Laminar, the radar is brightening up instead of those dulls like we saw earlier. It is beginning to brighten up. So, looking forward to that. Let's get. Ooh, wow! Glad we popped our head up. Welcome to Florida. Home to the thunderstorm. And by the way, folks, I know it's going to get asked here eventually. The answer is no, I do not have active sky. Someone pointed me to a different one. I am still looking into that one. No, this is strictly X-Plane 12. Well, it wasn't supposed to do that, folks. I just have to look. What's going on my screen? All right, so they got a little bit of work to do, but you know, for a default system, folks, that's not bad. I am really looking into Active Sky. That was a program I loved back in a Century of Flight days, early days of FSX, maybe even prior to Century of Flight. Great modeling at a great cost to systems. That was 20 years ago, folks. So I really hope it's not as system hogging as it was back then. Plus, it did phenomenal things with hurricanes. So But anyway, so there you have it. A little bit of, you can see a lot of people going, well, that isn't really real. That's better than what it could have been, folks, which was nothing. All right, we're going to go ahead and get ready to start down to 21,000. Now, there's a couple of ways you can initiate a descent in here. Altitude intervene. Depending on what you're on, there's a couple of FMCs or you can use here. One that'll have the VNAV button here. If you do, click VNAV, next page to the descent page, or you just go to the descent page and click descend now. Or simply BS and start down. Let's do altitude intervene this time. See your descent, it went to the descent page anyway, changed it up to now the descent information, and we're starting down. And we'll go ahead, and since we're here,
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, we are descending. Seatbelt sign is on. If you happen to be up and about, please return your seat. Keep your seatbelt fastened for the remainder of the flight. On behalf of the flight crew, we appreciate you being with us today. Wish you a very safe and pleasant journey to your final destination. Hope to see you back here with us soon. Thank you.
all right, and I am going to do one more. Menu, D-Link. CPDLC does not work here, folks, yet. AOC does. Again, we go to request, weather, Miami, send, wait for the word message or something like that to pop. There it is. Currently it's 17:53, which I do believe is the next hour. Okay, we're a half hour into this. Variable 10, thunderstorms. Okay, broken 3,500 CBs, broken 5,000. So our ceiling is 3,500. 10-mile visibility, folks, if you remember the charts, were fine. And 2992. Now, we can actually set that right now, folks. That's one thing I like about this plane. Went the wrong way. 2992. Now, granted, it's already there on standard. But anyway, if it was different, you could do that. All right, lightning and at airport northeast, occasional lightning on the airfield. So yeah, I gotta find out who this is. Hang on a second, folks. All right, folks, we're back with you. Gotta love telemarketers. Oh, wait, I gotta go in and do my favorite thing. All right, 707. All right, info. Folks, I am staying on the mic so you all can learn what to do with telemarketers if you don't like talking to them. Like I don't. So what I do is once I tell them I don't want any more of their calls, I go in, find them, block the caller, come back, and delete the caller. I have so many deleted numbers, my wife is convinced I've probably deleted just about all of the telemarketing lines. Occasionally, obviously, one gets through. So there's your tip for the day. Block them. That one was quite funny, acting like I knew her. All right, let's get this back on course. Okay, we crossed sleet under 28,000, which was good. But we weren't anywhere near, so now we're going down to 15,000 at or above. Okay, and that is by Arbun. And then RRT will be 9,000 we set. Barbun, we're 280. Are we at 280? Oh, no, we're not. Let's get those speed brakes slowing us down. As we go through a cloud. Now, one thing, if ZIBO guys are, and there may be a new version, I didn't look before the flight. This popped up with the latest version I'm running, which we'll look at here in a second, so he can see if he is watching. RC 3.8, I know you're in the 4s, so yeah, I know I'm not up to date, so. Alright, ooh, we're still not getting any help here. Alright, we got the spoilers deployed fully. In and out of the clouds. Okay, and again, Arbun at or above 15,000. Then it's got to be below for 11,000 by Art. So again, hope y'all are having a great week. If you're new to the channel, smash that follow button, folks. We'd love to have you aboard on our next flight. We're hoping it's McConnell to Ellsworth. May be delayed on the times there. I may go in and update just in case. And then the following day, oh, I really want to fly that one. Algeria to St. Louis, France. Just sounds fun since I live near St. Louis. But I live in Illinois. So that will be a fun flight. Well, they always said St. Louis was more of a French community. Now it's being proven. All right, there we go. Okay, coming up on transition. Remember, currently the altimeter at Miami, we're going to get the latest and greatest, 2992 preset. I wish we could do that on the Airbus. Look at the precipes starting to spot all over our radar, though. And that means I want to dial down. Okay, Barbun, we were above 18,000, so got a little bit to drop to get to Art by 11, so I think we'll be okay. Actually, it's showing like we should be. Okay, we got the spoilers in. Yep. And if you're always unsure, hey, have the passenger by the exit row. Look out. Hey, are the spoilers now? It's taught in flight school. Didn't you know that? All right, we just crossed transition. Boom. Now, I am also going to go ahead. Seatbelt sign's already on. Put the wing lights back on, and now we're starting to get some rain. We're 12 degrees Celsius, so I'm not going to worry about ice. And in Florida, I mean, we can get it later on in the year, but not right now. Currently, there is a big cell headed towards Miami.
1,000 to go.
Oh boy, that is gonna be fun to fly through on landing. Okay, so there's 15. I said we need 11 by Art. Let's go ahead and level off. We said our minimum is 442. Arrow 450. Yeah, 450 even. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead now and continue us down to, actually, the top end of frogs there was, let's go on down to 9,000. Okay. Still no controllers in the Miami area, so we'll continue our approach for 8 right. Okay, we're over frogs. Next up in about 3 miles. Is Art. Actually, didn't make that one. Okay, so we need to be below 10,000 and above 8,000. Okay, on the next one. Okay, at this distance, we are going to need to go all the way down to 4,000. Yeah, we're still a good 3,000 feet off. Looks like we're going to hit it, but barely. I'm going to go ahead and start bringing us to 230, see if we can't. Okay. All right, folks, we are slowly approaching, and hopefully we're going to make this just like we did yesterday in time for you all to see the without a break. All right, so we're going to make 4,000 by leg, but we're still out of position on the star. Let's get our lights on. All right, welcome back, folks. As I was telling our subscribers and all, that we will hopefully be able to fly this now without a break interrupting us. Now that's actually good-looking storms ahead of us. All right, we're down to 7. Okay, let's dial in our frequency, shall we? First thing we got to do is go to the right mode. Our frequency is 110. I think it's 30. 30. ILS. And we'll go ahead over here, same thing. Except the problem is, there we go. 1103 up to the top, and we'll put 1139er. We'll activate that one, and then up here 092. Go ahead and dial that up twice. Okay, and we're set for the ILS. Real quick, running through it. Landing lights are on. Auto brakes going to 3. Coming down here to the init. 144. Okay.
Thousand to go.
And we're going to now slow to 220. All right, folks, came together pretty nicely as we hit legs. Now we're going to go direct to a Corpa and join the ILS, which we do see active here. Corpora is 3,000, so we'll descend to 3,000.
Thousand to go.
I'm going to command 210. Okay, we're going to be coming in high. I just happened to see that. Boy, we're getting a lot of good lightning out of this. Got the runways in sight. Get those speed brakes out. Actually, might be a good time for the landing gear. And I think I'm going to take over. Okay, plane's mine.
2500.
Arm the spoilers.
American 722, short final, runway 9er, Miami traffic.
Miami traffic, American 1046, short final for 8 right. On glide slope, on everything now. Go, flaps full.
Approaching minimums, 500. Minimum, 400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40.
Idle.
30. 20. 10.
Out of reverse. Take the high speed coming up. Welcome to Miami, folks. That was fun. All right, let's figure out where the heck we're gonna be parking. D36. Oh, we're going the other way. Actually, I think we're going to be pretty close to where he is. Oh, I misread. Okay, we're going in behind him. Yeah, we'll just take this one on the end down here.
Miami traffic, American 457, taxi runway 26 left.
All right. Actually in D50. Oh, well. All right, let me, while we got the second here, radar's off. Okay, fasten seatbelts, good. Oh, wait. Flaps, landing, propeats can come off. Flaps are up. Okay, let's bring her into the gate. Brake set, and we're set. All right, final stabe trim for units. Huh, wonder why that's not working. Okay, can't get that to 4 units. APU's on, position lights, radar's off. And we'll turn these off. On, APU on. And that has an answer. All right, let's turn them off. All right, folks, welcome to Miami. Engines are off. Transponders, exterior lights, fuel pumps, window heaters, pumps. We'll get the...
Approach Berkeley American 457 with you now, holding short 26 left.
All right, and let's get the jetway up here. Go. And beacons off. All right, folks, we're on the ground. Let's see how we did with American. I can tell you this much. They got us at 247 on our arrival. I'll look back and see how we did here. Okay, and I'm going to go check it out at American real quick. Make sure we did fine with them. All right, we got a total of 440 points. We got good points for connecting, engine start, shutdown, landing, safe. Flight length was good, and like I said, we get a bonus because this is one of their focus points for the month of September, or September to you and I. So hey, good job all around. Good job, good job. All right, let's see. What did Sim Toolkit bring up? Hang on a second. I'm going to get some stuff cleared out of here real quick. There's some toolkit. And there it is. Free. Doggone it. I haven't done that in a while, folks. There we go. Here, let's kind of zoom it in. There's what we came in through, folks. Yeah, fun. All right, but let's just finish the flight. It actually looked pretty good to me. 209. We'll take it. So let's take a look at it, shall we? Here's what our route looked like, which looks right. Few details. Flew an hour and a half, folks, 500 miles. Burned about 4,000 kilos of fuel. And ended up with 209 feet per minute, 1.3 on the G's. And you know what? We were a little slow. Let's see how that translated. All right, this one's going to be a little hard to read because it's never a good picture out of Miami. But anyway, the blue dot's your threshold. That's where you're supposed to land from that point on down the runway. Not in here. Now, you're going to see hash marks. Sometimes they're hard to see on these, but they're every 500 feet. So, and that gives you an idea when they stop, like I think they did here. Well, that's where the landing zone stops. Does that mean you can't land out here? No. It just means that's the recommended landing zone. However, depending on runway length, you may be running out of runway. However, if you start seeing those hash marks like I'm showing you here, oops, missed them. Here, actually, I think there's more than just that. But anyway, if you start seeing those and you're still doing takeoff speed, you're about to go off the end of the runway. Unless you stick your feet out and try and stop it like Fred Flintstone, for those that know that reference. Okay, so let's get back to where we were. So where did we end up in this? Oh, and these big pads right here that stand out, well, they're intentional. That's where you aim visually to touch down. Your glide slope, your PAPIs all gear off that spot. Okay, so that's where I was aiming, and there's where I actually touched down. 1,500 feet down the run. 14 feet off the center line, not good or bad, that's your call. 200 feet wide, you've got a lot of runway to work with. All right, so really, overall, a great landing. Now, we're going to wait a couple seconds here. I see our friends following have drifted into a commercial break. And we're going to get the plane set up to get ready to try. We're hoping to review the flight. All right, they still got about 20 seconds or so to go on my computer, 10 on the stream. So we'll give it, a few seconds here. And see what we learn. All right, hopefully everyone's out. Followers, welcome back. We're going to review the landing. Good, bad, the ugly. Hopefully. Okay, I'm set there in case. All right, so flight, replay. Hang on a second, folks. Message coming in from the boss. There. All right. Everyone's favorite type of appointment, dentists. All right, let's try this. Hopefully that didn't screw us up. Uh-oh, I think it did. Oh, we May be able to. All right. I want to take us out right about here. I'm going to go ahead and start flying. I'm going to try and get us some music here. Believe it or not approaching Nirvana. I did not know that. All right, let's take a look at it. We did a little bit of S-curves. Trying to get some altitude back into the glide slope. One thing you all need to know about X-Plane when you do this, it's the current conditions you're looking at, not what was recorded. You're watching the aircraft, what was recorded, but it's flying in whatever is going on at the airport. Again, you see how pronounced those are? Really, not a bad landing, folks. Considering what we had to fly through. I really hate when it does that. Try a little slow-mo here for some of you. Oh, that was a really good lightning bolt. Nice landing overall, folks. Let's take a look at it from the front of the cockpit. 100, 50, 40, 10. Not bad. Now, how did our passengers see it? Nice little kiss to the runway there, folks. One more look before we go to the tower. Really nice little kiss to the runway. Boy, really, really nice. Now we'll look in the tower. Get those binocs on it. American 1046, exit next right at your convenience. Alright folks, there you go. Really, really great flight today. We're going to go ahead and call it quits. We are expecting someone to come in here shortly and do some work on the house, so we are going to have to call it. Last time here. What a way to run off the screen here, folks. You know what? We'll just let her bring us in. Folks, I want to say thank you all for coming out. Thank you for being a part of Flying with Mike. Them My Shoes, welcome in. I figured something positive about my wife not being into flight simulation. I never get the ultimate immersion killer, a CPDLC message from her asking me to come down. Wouldn't that be a great CPDLC? Come downstairs, please. Them My Shoes, welcome aboard, folks. Welcome everyone aboard. Thank you so much for flying with us today. And I hope you all have a great Wednesday, middle of the week, and the rest of your week goes as well. Hopefully Thursday we'll be up here flying the 767 to Ellsworth Air Force Base. And folks, again, thank you for coming. Thank you for being a part of the stream. And God bless you all. We'll see you hopefully Thursday and Friday. But with the little junior co-pilot around, who knows what's available. God bless you all. I hope you all have a great day. We'll see you then.